This is Liz.
This is Jade.
And this is Carly.
And we're the Babes, covering all things babies, parenting, and women's issues. We're nowhere near experts, but we hope that you'll feel like you're gabbing with your best friends as we share all the TMI. And when a topic needs an expert, we promise to bring you the best.
Our podcast is an inclusive, no judgment zone. We welcome all moms, all parents, all caregivers, even those yet to be parents. We're diving into the nitty-gritty of real life, the highs, the lows, the tears, but also the joys and celebrations in this chaotic, beautiful, wouldn't trade it for the world stage.
If you hear a baby or a husband crying in the background during this episode, it probably means we just corked a bottle, poured ourselves a glass of mommy juice, and are hiding in our closets. Oh, you too? Well, this is episode 11. Welcome to
Babes and Babies.
Hello, girls.
Hey.
Hi.
So
How's it going?
Good. We tried something new, so I hope everyone likes that. We're trying a new little intro, trying to be a little bit more professional now that this is episode 11.
And especially for the new people tuning in, just so that you know what we're about and why we are here and why we want to talk with you.
For sure. We have a really fun podcast today. Like always, we're welcoming our guest, Catherine Giudici Lowe. I think that's how you say it. And she's going to be with us talking about Samuel and her pregnancy and Sean and just their family goals, because they're hashtag family goals, right?
Oh my gosh, you guys, she is the cutest.
Yeah, she's so
super
funny.
cute.
She's so fun. I have loved her since Sean's season. I was like rooting for her the whole time. I'll never forget their little date. And they had like this bus and they were driving around and they were just having the cutest time and they were laughing. And I was like, she's it. She's the one. I just knew it. She's so quirky.
Yeah, that's the word I was just going to use. They're like quirky. Yeah, it's really cute.
It's so cute. I love that.
The only thing I know about their season was that they were like waiting till marriage, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he was like he probably hates this, but he was like the born again virgin and he wanted to wait till marriage. And then they did, because they got married on TV, and I felt so bad because that was like one of the big storylines of their wedding was like they were finally going to get it on, but they're so adorable, and
That is
their
cute.
wedding was beautiful and
It's so beautiful.
their vows were so funny.
I mean, they're the cutest. Also, which I'm going to bring up with her, but he is the best tweeter that there ever was. His Twitter is so freaking funny. I can't stop laughing. They're so good.
It's almost like you're like, dang, like, where do these come from? Like, why can't I think of those things? Like, they're so punchy and just like
so
to the point and
punchy.
Relatable. Like, they're so relatable. Like, everything he tweets about parent life, I'm like, damn, like, he got that right.
Yeah, like so on point. You really did it, Sean. You really did a good job there.
We'll have to ask her about that. How does he think of these tweets, and do you help him?
She has to at some point. Evan likes to, because Evan loves Twitter. I
think Evan's hilarious. I rarely get on Twitter, but then when I do, I'll like read through a few streams of things, and Evan's always pop up, and I think he's hilarious.
Oh no, he's really funny. Sean's also really funny, but Evan will he'll text me and he'll be like, "Hey, I just running this tweet by you."
I do that with Tanner too. I monitor his tweets because sometimes Tanner's humor can be like a little too out there. I'm like, you need to tone that down.
Oh yeah. Well, this week, there was like 1,000 breakups in the world. Like everybody was breaking up. Like, I mean, we had 2 Bachelor couples break up. We had
Channing Tatum.
Oh yeah, Channing Tatum. We had. There's like so many, and Evan had written this really weird breakup thing that didn't really make sense, but kind of did. And I was like, he was like, is this good? And I was like, I don't know. That's like you're trying to be funny and like I love Carly and I'm so happy about every day, but then you're talking about a breakup and it's very dark. And he was like, okay, never mind. I'm like, what is that? Sometimes this humor is a little interesting.
I like dark humor.
I do.
It was just like a weird one. No, I do too. Sure. But this one, I was glad at this point he ran stuff by me. I was like, I think maybe it's like darker than funny. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, some people might read into it too much. You never know.
Yeah. And then they'd be like, are they having problems?
No.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's how rumors get started.
Oh, yes. Right here on Babes and Babies, we're having problems. Right. Just kidding.
Speaking of goals, you guys were saying she's family goals. You guys, that photo shoot that you guys did, now you're posting the photos from it. I cannot get over those photos of like you guys being best friends and your babies being best friends. It's so cute.
When you add a baby into a photo, I mean, you just like win at life. Like they make the photo. So you put two babies together and
so cute.
Yeah, they were adorable.
Yeah, we did a good job, Jade.
Yeah, you guys did.
We had really cute babies.
We really did.
I was actually really scared. Like I kept telling Evan when I was pregnant that I was gonna have an ugly baby, and I was like, Evan, I'm terrified. Like, what if she's ugly? And he's like, there's no way. And I'm like, there's a way. It's possible. You know. And then everyone says, well, ugly babies make really pretty humans later in life. And I'm like, wait, but
sometimes true.
I know, but does that mean that a pretty baby makes a not so pretty human? I'm wondering if the opposite is also true.
Uh-oh. No, I don't think so.
Could be bad, you guys.
All babies are perfect, though. Like,
yes. And I also feel like all babies go through, like, you look like an old man phase, but they're still adorable. Yes. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you just look like a tiny, like, old person. But you're so cute.
Bella has a really interesting hairline right now. She looks like a bald old man at the top that needs a toupee, and then the back is really long.
Yeah.
So I keep messing with Evan because she has this alfalfa thing happening right now, and I'm like, Evan, I'm just gonna trim that back part. And he's like, don't you touch her hair. I'm like, I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just like, I'm not gonna cut it. She's perfect, but it's just so funny messing with him.
I love it.
I think that like being scared that you're gonna have a baby like that is a normal fear. Because I remember I was talking to a friend about donating eggs once, and I was like, "What if I give all my good eggs away? Like, what happens?"
That's like the bad egg. No way.
Yeah,
but it really
they actually only save the good ones anyway. All the bad ones they throw out. Just so you know.
Oh, because I freeze them.
Yeah, if you freeze them, I got a bunch of eggs, and then there was only like a few that were good, solid eggs.
Interesting.
Yeah. All
right.
Well,
I'm ovulating today, if anybody cares.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. It has no effect on my life at all.
That's funny. At least you know when you're ovulating.
That's very true.
For all of the ladies out there who are ready to grow your families or just want to get in tune with your bodies, it's time to check out the Ava bracelet. All of us at Babes and Babies podcast have used this bracelet for different reasons, and the results are awesome. As a lot of you know, Ava helped us conceive Emmy after only 3 months of wearing the bracelet, and soon we'll be ready to use it to try for baby number 2 as well. Here's how it works. Just wear the bracelet each night when you go to bed, sync your data to the app in the morning, and Ava will give you insights on your monthly cycle in real time based on different parameters in your body.
I do think that the information collected by Ava is really helpful, and it's really easy to use too.
Ava has been clinically proven to tell you your 5 most fertile days each month and doubles your chances of conceiving. Ladies, check this out for yourself at avawomen.com. That's AVAWOMEN.com and enter the code BABIES for $20 off. Code BABIES. You won't be sorry.
Jade, you said that you went to a birthday party this week.
I did.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this story.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. So the story behind this is Tanner's friend Chance and his wife had a baby, and it was the baby's first birthday, and they went to our wedding, but I don't really remember, like I haven't really met this couple really. They were at our wedding, but you know how weddings are, like it's so, it's such a blur.
Oh yeah.
And so we get this text and they invited us, and Tanner had to work, so Tanner was like, well, you could go by yourself. And I get so stressed in those situations. I was like, I'm going to go in with Emerson and I'm not going to know anybody. And I'm just going to end up standing by the cake, just waiting for the, so I can eat something. So I'm occupied. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and no one's going to talk to me and I'm not going to know anybody and I'm just going to be like, it's just going to be awful. So, trying to make mommy friends, I talked myself into going and I took Tanner's mother, my mother-in-law, as my security blanket. I'm like, at least I'll have someone to talk to. And so she was texting me and she was like, okay, well, I'm going to pick up something for the baby. The baby's a 1-year-old girl, right? And I was like, yeah, so pick something up. I'll meet you. We'll go get lunch, then we'll go to the party. So I picked up something for the baby too. And I got the baby this from Janie and Jack, that cute store we went to. And I was going to pick her out this outfit, similar to one I bought Emerson. I was like, I'm just going to get a gift card for her. So I get the gift card. We go to lunch. We get there. And there's black balloons outside the house. And we're like, that's strange. Why would you decorate your baby's
Jade
birthday party with
I'm
black
so nervous.
We will walk in and it's chaos in there for one. There's like 20 children everywhere. It's chaos. I was like, wow, this is how birthday parties are for kids.
I'm so stressed right now.
And then I turn and I see Chance. I know what he looks like. And he's like, oh, thank you for coming. And we have our presents, and his wife turns around and is holding the baby, and the baby is a boy.
No! Jade! No! No, Jade!
So the kid's name is Cruz, and it's spelled C-R-U-Z. And so I was like, okay, that's gender neutral, right? Like, it could have been a boy, it could have been a girl. And I was like,
gosh.
I swear to God, Tanner told me the baby was a girl. Like, 100%. Sure. Like, why would I not even second guess? So I'm standing there with like my heart beating out of my chest. And I could tell Tanner's mom's like freaking out too. And I'm like, what if I just backstep slowly out the door and nobody knows we left?
Oh my God.
So I text Tanner and I was like, hey, thanks for telling me that this little kid's a girl. And I am just mortified, and we're trying to figure out what to do with our presents. Thank God I just got a gift card.
But
the card is like pink, and it's like, happy birthday, you adorable, sweet little,
princess.
Like it's like, yeah, it's pretty much. And Tanner goes and sends my conversation, screenshots it, and sends it to Chance.
No.
So the little baby's dad comes up to me and he's like, oh yeah, Tanner just screenshot your conversation and sent it to me. And he's all like, he's like, so funny about the pink presents. And I was like, I'm going to murder Tanner.
Oh my God.
Like, he blew our cover. And so,
oh my God.
So I had a big glass of wine at this party.
As you should. You really should have had 2.
I totally failed my first baby's birthday party, a major fail.
Oh my God.
It was, you guys, I cannot even describe how embarrassed I was.
Have you seen that commercial that girl like goes and gets a cake and she's
yeah.
And then
it's
the
wrong
lady's
one.
like, yeah, she's like, it's a boy, right? And she's like, oh my God. And so they go back to the cake store and like go get a different cake. That is so you. Oh
my God. I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone, Jade.
No, because in the video,
well.
the mom was like, I knew I could count on you to get the cake, and she got the wrong gender.
Yeah.
So then when she brought it and it was wrong, her friend's like, it's a boy. And so she ran back to the store and came back, and then the mom was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, she never even knew.
What did Tanner's mom do with that girl present then?
She just gave it to Emmy. Because it was like
fantastic.
She got this like super cute little pink penguin, And then when they were opening presents, like all the presents were very boy presents. They were like trucks and Legos and all this stuff, and like advanced stuff that like 1-year-olds, I guess, play with that Emma doesn't play with yet. And I was like, oh, that's what you get?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to buy. I bought a gift card for I'm the boring person who brought a gift card for clothes because little girls love, you love dressing your little girl up.
Totally.
So it was just embarrassing, but I met some mommy friends, so that was a success at least. So I got a couple numbers, and they have a big mommy group that.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. So even though you failed, it was worth it because you won in some way.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm being positive here.
You guys, I just out of all the scenarios that could have happened, I can't even talk about it right now. I'm still speechless that it actually happened.
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite stories you've ever told, actually.
Jade, I bet
it's like
you were
your
like
worst
bright
nightmare.
red. You had to have been bright red. Jade gets so splotchy and bright red.
She does get splotchy.
Yeah. And I was wearing this like off the shoulder top, so my whole chest and neck were exposed. So I'm sure I was just like so red.
I really wish you'd actually Instagram storied that whole thing. Like, we're walking into this really cute birthday party. Wait, what are these black balloons? Oh, you're a boy. That would have been amazing.
And then I handed my card to them at the end, and I don't think he had told his wife yet. And I was like, oh, well, here's your pink card anyway. And she just had this look on her face. I was like, oh, I didn't tell you? And she was like, no, what? I'm like, I thought your kid was a girl. And then I saw she was, I don't know, she probably wasn't offended, but I saw her face just like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know I'm supposed to like, I know you went to my wedding and I should probably know you have a girl and I'm so sorry, but.
Well, she didn't have a girl yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because that was 2 years ago. And this baby's only one. Math.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. Thanks
so
for sharing.
If any of you have ever done that before, we're in it together, the humiliation, so... And now it makes a funny story. That's what the great thing is. It's a funny story now, at least. And whenever I see them, I hope when they come to Emerson's birthday party, they bring her a boy gift as a joke.
That would be hilarious.
I hope they do.
That would be so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. But it's awesome that you made some mommy friends. I feel like I know people have talked about that, and we'll probably ask Catherine about that as well. But I feel like just as you get older, making friends in general is hard. Like I was telling Vito yesterday, I need to make friends in Chicago. I don't really have any. And, like, the one friend, besides, like, his family, and, like, the one friend that I have is moving back to LA. So, I'm like, I have no friends in Chicago. And it's hard. Because I don't go out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go to a bar. I don't want to, like, I feel like a homebody. So, it's so hard to meet people.
I mean, even when I moved to Nashville, like, I went out all the time. So, my friends are going out friends. And now I'm, like, trying to keep those going out friends is harder as a mom because you don't go out and you're tired all the time. So even if you did want to get a babysitter, you're like, I'd rather just sleep, you know, like, so it's hard both ways. Like you can make friends when you move somewhere and then you're like, oh wait, I'm a mom now and y'all are still going to bars. Well, crap. Can you come over for lunch? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I should just make mommy friends now. So then when I have
do
kids.
it. Yes. Do that.
Perfect. All right, let's take a moment to talk about a charitable brand that we all love and we all wear, Diff Eyewear. Diff Eyewear offers handmade sunglasses in timeless styles and on-trend colors.
Styles retail for about $85, but Diff's quality is on par with any designer's sunglasses on the market. That's because one major monopoly dominates 90% of the industry and marks up consumer prices. Diff, though, says that wasn't fair and came in to offer the same thing for a fraction of industry pricing.
Diff works with the charity Restoring Vision to donate reading glasses and eye exams to those in need for every pair of sunglasses sold. In many parts of the world, people don't have immediate access to vision care, and it's amazing to be able to help give the gift of sight by supporting Diff.
Help make a difference. Go to diffeyewear.com now to get 25% off your purchase with code BABES25. That's DIFF eyewear.com and use code BABES25.
All right. I am so ready to talk to Catherine, you guys. I can't wait any longer.
Yeah, let's bring her on.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, you guys are cute.
You even have lipstick on.
No, it's just moisturizer. It's just tinted, I think.
I'm sorry,
what?
That looks amazing.
That looks amazing.
Where do I sign up?
It's tinted. It's tinted.
Have you guys noticed as you've gotten older, by the way, that your lips are starting to lose color? Like lose pigmentation?
No, I'm a brown person, so they won't.
Jealous.
I had great pregnancy lips, and then now I feel like they're just like dwindled. I'm like, where'd my lips go?
Oh, gosh. I'll never get those, but that's okay.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good.
We're good.
We're super excited to have you on. We have a lot of questions for you today.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on. We're so excited to have you. And congratulations.
You guys are very professional. Look at your little
microphones
and stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're like professional, but actually not at all.
Right. Yeah. It's a mix. I love the name Samuel because have you ever heard that song by Jason Upton called Samuel? And it's like God's call to Samuel.
No.
It's such a good song. Yeah, it's so good. I used to rock my nieces and nephews to that when I'd put them to sleep. So you have to look up the song by Jason Upton called Samuel.
Okay, Jason Upton. Okay, I will.
Yeah. But people are wondering, though, so you're pregnant now.
Congratulations!
Yes, I know. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your birth story with Samuel?
Yeah. So Sean and I got pregnant very, very easily. Thank the Lord. And we had a great pregnancy. Everything was really easy for me. Besides just, I'm short, so it's hard to carry as easily as other people. But I really had nothing to complain about the whole pregnancy. And I was always on board with a natural birth. I didn't want drugs. And I was hoping that that's the way it went, but it actually turned out the opposite, which is totally fine. I just wanted to make sure he was healthy. But I had contractions in like the middle of the night. They were very faint. But then in the morning, I started getting them more frequently. And then Sean and I went to the hospital. My mom and my sister were staying in town with us for a month. So they're both teachers. And so they were thank goodness, they were on summer break. So they were both at my house, which was so cool. And we're like, okay, goodbye. We're going to go see you at the hospital soon. And so at like 10:30 in the morning, we were admitted and I wasn't dilated at all. And then, once I guess they thought that I was okay to go in, I went in, had labor for a long time without drugs, and I wasn't progressing. So long story short, I had to have an emergency C-section at 3 a.m. Wow. And so then, but Sean's family is they love this tradition of being there right at the birth. And they were there at 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
His grandparents. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Our house is awesome. And they were like, you couldn't have made it a better time. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I am not in charge of that.
I would have not wanted all these. Yes. It's his fault. Blame the kid. But, and I had to recover from that. But, Samuel's such a good dude. He's always been such an easy child who's always happy. And Sean and I have just really been very blessed to have him.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I was going to say, and he's so smart. Like I watch your Instagram stories and he's always just like smiling and he's so bright. He's such a sweetheart.
Thank you for saying that.
And he's really cute.
Yeah.
Well, he does have my face.
He does. He really does. It's like your face and then like just the blonde hair and the blue eyes.
Yeah, totally.
It's a danger because he's going to be like athletic and smart and tall and blonde with blue eyes and tan skin.
Yeah. And he's going to be a lady crusher. The ladies are going to love him.
But he'll be that nice one. And that's even worse because there's going to be even more,
All the girls are going to love him, and he's going to be like, no.
Yeah, and all the parents are going to be like, go date Samuel, like.
For sure. I hope so. And that's what Sean is like. And so I just feel like if we just keep loving on him and teaching him the right things, and then he'll make the right decisions.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, how was your second pregnancy as compared to your first?
Same. I would say the almost identical. Yeah. So I carry easily and I don't ever get sick. I don't have aversions.
So nice.
I just get a little bit tired in the first trimester and then.
You're one of those.
Wow. How far along are you right now?
Like almost 34 weeks.
Wow. Man, you're at the end.
I'm at the end and we scheduled a C-section instead of doing I'm not going to attempt a VBAC, but, that's in 5.5 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Are you nesting again?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even there wasn't a time during the pregnancy where I wasn't. I'm baking and I'm not a baker. I'm a cook. And so it's just really, really weird. I'm baking and I'm organizing and I'm getting everything together, which is really cool for me because when I have urges to do anything that's out of the ordinary, I'm like, go with it until it's over. Like, I am not a clean person. So when something is like, I'm like, ooh, I want to clean today. I tell Sean, I'm like, you better take the boy because this is not going to last long. Let me clean. So I'm nesting nonstop.
That's awesome. I love that.
I remember I saw that you, like, right after Christmas, you put your Christmas tree and all your decorations away. I was like, oh my God, that's so impressive. Like,
I will not say that's not me. It's Sean Lowe. Sean Lowe and his family are like, they have it out like October 31st or even October 1st sometimes. Yes. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing. Yeah. And they're like ready for the next thing. My mom probably still has hers up. And that's me too. So if I didn't have to, then, but yeah, respecting the Sean Lowe neat way.
That's funny.
That's awesome. I have a question about the C-section though. We have a lot of people who've had that before, and like how you had such a beautiful mindset going into it of like, I want this way, but I mean, I just want the baby to be healthy, which I think is a really healthy mindset. And after you had the C-section, was there any like mental obstacles that you had to get over, or just was it like physical healing?
I think, it was mostly physical healing. I think that I mean, obviously I wasn't, when they were like, oh, we need to put you in surgery, I wasn't like, okay, as long as the baby's healthy. Like, I'm not like that. I was crying and hyperventilating. And I was like, the sad thing is I can never have a natural birth. That's what I was mourning in that moment. Yeah. But I was like, as long as the baby's healthy, it was that instant like fear of, oh my gosh, I've never been in surgery. I don't really know what to expect. But after that, it doesn't matter how your baby comes, as long as they're healthy, that you don't really think about it after that. I mean, obviously there's benefits to, recovering from either one. Like, this way is better because of blah, blah, blah. And this way is better because of blah, blah, blah. But I love how unique everybody's story is, because you're not like, oh yeah, that's exactly how I, experienced it. It's always such a surprise to hear anybody's birth story. So I love it. That's mine, and I love hearing about other people's, because it's just like, wow, that happened to you. Oh my gosh, you were in labor for that long, or it only took you 5 minutes. Like, it's all super interesting because it's such a precious time and it's that person's story. And so I love hearing other people's, but mine's I had to recover from 2 births really, because I was contracting naturally. And they had a C-section. So that was really, really hard, only because I didn't know any different, obviously, but it took me a long time to recover because of that.
Man, yeah, I wouldn't have even thought about that. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. At least, like, I'm sure because you had like lots of family there, though, was it easy to just have like their support while you were healing? And because you said because my sister and my mom, they're not baby people, or my mom isn't really. My sister is way more so. But yeah, anything that I needed. Sean's also a super great partner, and he stays home with me mostly. Like, he works from home, and we get to be with Samuel any day of the week. And so we just got in this really awesome routine. I mean, it is hard. I will say the first couple weeks, months, understanding your role as this new mom, as a wife, still trying to figure out how to handle your husband and how to make sure that he's taken care of. But neglect, 100%. I neglected Sean for so long. And I was like, how do you, like, I cannot be watching over you right now. I'm the one that needs help. So there's that transition of thinking like, hey, I need to make sure I'm still a wife. I'm not just this like, it's obviously a very alien feeling, because none of us know after the first time, like how to do anything. So he gave me a lot of grace on that, but it was definitely a learning curve.
How did you find that? How'd you find that balance then? Being the wife and a mom.
It took a while, and it took a really long time, like that, and being a business owner and being, like everything that you do. I think women are so underrated when it comes to that. Like, we have to figure out so many things at this, like at one time and be so good at it all and not like feel that we can't, like we have to keep going. There's like no stopping us.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember, but it took a long time for me to be very intentional. Okay, Sean still needs love. He's caring for the baby in his way. He's not doing as much as me, and he'll admit to that, but I still have to respect him for what he is doing because he's also in this new place too. So it was really just giving each other this grace that we didn't really know how to give before because we didn't really need to. But it was just not putting each other down for things that we were lacking. It was just like, hey, I need a little bit more on either side. And it went well, but it took a while.
Yeah, I'm definitely in that place right now. Because obviously, like, Evan and I got married and found out that we were pregnant. So I didn't have time to really be a wife. I was already like a mom while being a wife. So it's, we're in that space of like, yes, we both need to try to give each other grace and figure out, you know, how to just kind of rotate and exist around this baby and still be a couple at the same time. It really is so hard. And Evan has 3 other kids. So there's so much to figure out, like, after you have a baby. It's really,
I can't imagine
hard.
you doing that because first year.
I know. It's like there's no stopping. I know.
I bow down to you because that is crazy. First year of marriage, so hard. First year of baby, so hard. So good thing for you and Evan just sticking together and just making sure it happens.
Yeah, and I think, you know, like you said, you have to just keep going. Like, there's no other way but to move forward. So I think every day if you wake up and you're like, okay, we're doing this day, and then we're going to do tomorrow, and then we're going to do the next day, and we're just going to keep going. Like, that's almost the philosophy you have to have going into it.
I think, like, what you said, Catherine, is, like, women don't get enough credit for all the things that we do balance because somehow when it gets tough, we have this ability to just dig deeper and find a way, like you said, find a way to make it work. It's really amazing. Somehow it's in there because we do. We just dig deeper when we gotta.
And it's not even like, and it's so funny because and I know this is so every woman, we're always thinking, like we're always like checking off lists and making sure, okay, well, do we have enough toilet paper? Do we have like, why do I have to raise my child and also stock up on the correct supplies that like, I don't know when I have to know when I need more salt. I feel like it's just.
We're running very low on salt right now, by the way. Thanks for reminding me.
When you have a home, I feel like it should come with certain things, and salt and pepper and toilet paper are one of them. Like it should just be part of the house.
Yeah, it should be just like, maybe we should just keep that on Amazon. Like every month it just renews itself. It's like we just constantly get salt and pepper. And
it's just weird that we have to think of those things, and we are, and we're constantly like, okay, well, you know, the schedules, and I mean, it's just, it's nonstop, and I don't know how we all sleep because the brain could continue running if that's. I'm like, I'm out at like 8:30 because I'm so maxed out.
Oh, totally. 9 o'clock. I'm like, you guys, it's 9. I don't know that I can stay awake much longer.
I went to a concert last night, and Sean and I came home at like 11, went to bed at like 12:30, and we're like, we're not made for this. I'm usually in bed at like 8:30 watching Frasier until I pass out at 9.
Oh,
That's so embarrassing. But
sounds
that's
like a good evening. Yeah,
it does. It does now. Yeah, we've already lived those fun lives. It's fine. This is the next chapter.
Oh, speaking of, I think Sean tweeted something really funny about that the other night about how like staying in is like the new something. But we were talking earlier about how he's. I'm kidding. I follow him, but he's the best tweeter.
He loves doing that. It's like literally his life. And I'm like catching him sometimes. I'm like, can you focus, please? Like, stop tweeting right now. So he loves hearing that. But I know he is very good at Twitter. But I don't like to. I never add to the head. You know, I got to keep him down to earth.
We were wondering if like you help him out with his tweets ever. If he is just this genius that comes up with them all. Like we were wondering that.
He's about 99%. He always checks with me, and I'm always like, okay, you could either tweak this or it's too long or whatever. But mostly it's
so
like
good.
him. That's why I don't know any of the tweets he has. He's like, did you look at my Twitter? Did you look at my story? I was like, I know your life, man. I don't need more of you.
Yeah.
We're literally inseparable.
I'm standing right next to you right now. Like,
I know. And sometimes I do read his Twitter and I'm like, you're such a freaking liar. I did not say it like that. He's like, but it's not a joke.
So
and I'm like, okay. I know you are lying just for the joke, but I want you to acknowledge that.
Oh my gosh. Well, tell him we love his tweets. They
Okay,
keep me very entertained. I giggle
I'll tell
a lot.
him when he's really down, not when
Oh,
he's
There
already
you go.
up.
Yeah.
Save that little morsel for the right time.
So I know Jade and Tanner, they've talked about how they're trying for a second kid. And how did you and Sean decide like you were ready to bring, another life into this world and add to your little family?
And are you scared?
So that's the very big other question. The first part of the question, Sean, guys don't really know how much emotionally we have to be ready. And so TMI, but you're like having a nice time. And he's like, should we make a baby? And I'm like, no, what right now? I do not have the capacity to think about that right now. I don't know if it's like what you want right now or if you're for real about this.
Right.
That's a scary thing. Like, you don't, not right now, right? We're not talking about this right now. So
funny.
but I'd always be kind of stunned when he was ready. But it also makes sense because guys don't have to. Everything changes when you get pregnant. You have to be mindful of even more things.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to prep for it adds so much to your plate emotionally and physically and, just all the things that you have to do already. But I feel like Sean and I really just love being with Samuel so much that we're like, okay, well, we want more children. Let's just knock it out. I was never a baby person. I've never been anyone that had baby fever. And so it just seemed like a practical thing to do. And also if I thought about it too much, I wouldn't have ever said yes because it's like, I love Samuel. He's such a good dude. I want to focus on him and, adding another thing to, it's a lot. So I think you just kind of pull the trigger and you're like, okay, well, if it happens, it happens.
Pull the trigger.
Yep. And I was like, okay, here's a go.
Did it happen easily the second time?
Yeah, we've had such great, I won't even say luck, but we've been very, very blessed to have no issues whatsoever, trying, not trying. When he both times he told me I was pregnant because he checked the stick before I did. So he knew that I was pregnant. He knew the sex before I did. When I was delivering because of C-section. So he saw the baby first and he's like, going to do that again. So it's a very unique experience with us, but, I don't even remember the question.
No, just if you got pregnant easily. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then if I'm scared, is that Jade where you're going to go?
Well, just like, how are you feeling? Because like for me, it's like, it's scary to think about. It's so hard with the first one. And then now I have to juggle a toddler and a new baby and my husband and my household, like you were saying. And then on top of that, it's like, I'm sure you feel this way, like you said about Samuel. He's such a good guy. And you're just like, I love this baby so much. How am I going to be able to still give you all the attention I want to? And then make sure that my other child is feeling just as loved. Like it feels like so much, but we want a big family. So it's like, I just want to know how you're feeling because.
Well, if I think about it, not going to lie, it's very, very daunting. So I don't think about it very often because I'll get ahead of myself. I like to stay present in like what's going on right now. Like, thank you for the kicks. Like, thank you for reminding me that you're here. And, Samuel kissed the baby. But I think if I were to think about it, one, I think how do single working moms do it? I can do it because that freaking, I don't even understand how you could possibly be in that situation. They're such super women. My mom was one. And I don't think about my hardships because I know that I could be so much worse. I have a husband who's here all the time. And then second fold, it's Sean or Samuel. I want to see him grow with another child. He'll learn to share. He will benefit so much from having a sibling that it won't take away from my love for him. It will grow and it will add something new, a new dimension to his life. The baby will, be different because of his love for whatever girl or boy it is. So I really think of it as a benefit when there's two of them because they can play together. And that's like the best. Like Sean and I always talk about how excited we are for them to kick it together because that's like, I had siblings, we had really close. Next door, I had 5 cousins. So I was always around kids. And I know that is so important for someone's growth instead of me like hovering over him and being like, are you okay? I love you so much. Like that's going to do more detriment than anything.
No, for sure.
So I'm like, just keep knocking them out and they can all be friends.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice, actually. Just like what you said about just being in the present, because we can like run away with our thoughts, especially as moms, because we get that mom worry and mom guilt and all that. But you guys are waiting to find out the gender. So you waited to find out for Samuel, and now you're waiting for your second baby. Do you have, I guess, like, why do you guys like doing that for one? And then do you have a hunch at all?
So Sean and I do it for different reasons, I think. Okay. Sean loves the surprise. He's really, really excited to find out because this is like the biggest surprise you'll ever get. Like the actual genuine surprise.
Yeah.
But I do it just because you can't change it. and it's pretty much the same thing for the first 3 months, I would assume. The same gender, besides like wiping them. That's like pretty much the only thing that's different. And that's just what you're supposed to have. So I don't really think about it too much. Again, I could get carried away with my thoughts, so I don't think about many things if I don't have to. But I don't have a hunch at all. Like last time I was like, boy, 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 I'm going to be a boy mom. And everyone was telling me it was a boy. And this time it's half and half. I have no clue. It's going to be a big, like a huge surprise. And I also, the sad thing is I also don't want to even err on one side, because if it doesn't happen, I don't want to even an ounce of disappointment, because I had that kind of with Samuel, where I was sitting and, you're strapped to this freaking thing and you can't see the baby yet. And you're like, oh my gosh, can someone please tell me what my child is? Like, and I thought in my head, crap, what if it's a girl? And I do not want to have that feeling just because I was waiting for a girl. I mean, I knew it was going to be a boy. And so if I even have 1 millisecond of like, oh my gosh, I don't want that. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So I'm kind of just leaving it open. Sean thinks that he is going to tell me at the next sonogram, and I'm like, whatever. So I'm hoping he gets just as surprised as I do.
That's exciting.
It sounds like you've said a lot, like, I don't let my thoughts go there or whatever. So it sounds like you're so good at just like taking your thoughts captive and not letting them like, run wild. Yeah. How do you do that?
Well, again, I feel like there's so many other things to think about. I feel like if you do that, negativity can creep in and doubt and worry and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. Like, I really don't have time for that. I don't have the emotional capacity to handle that right now. I never do, because I am a very emotional person. And if one thing bothers me, oh my gosh, it's going to bother me. And so I kind of just say, you know what? I'm so grateful to have Samuel right now. He's healthy. He's so sweet. He's loving. Let me focus on that. This baby that's kicking me, I love it so much. And just the kicks remind me of like this sweet angel inside. And you're just grateful and you're present, because that's how you enjoy life. It'd be hard for me to kind of go in another place and be completely vapid in the moment and miss those things that are so beautiful. So, Sean and I try to be really good about, okay, this Samuel, he obviously wants to play. Go let him play in the mud. If that's what he wants to do, it's not that big of a deal. So there's always that fine line between like, okay, well, what's going to be good for him to learn and what's okay for him to have as a child. So I play around with that a lot. Sean thought that I'd be the disciplinarian. obviously right now you can't really discipline that young, but I'm trying. But again, it's so hard when you're like, I love you so much and you're frustrating me so much. And I just want to, I don't know what to do. So it's, and they don't know either. So that's, my sister-in-law told me this is their first time too. So don't kick yourself, because you're all in this together. So
that is so true.
Yeah. I have another question for you. So we put it out for some of our listeners to ask you questions. And somebody wanted to know that they said Samuel is such a good eater. Do you have any tips on how to get your toddler to eat more veggies?
So I was vegan for 5 years, and so I love vegetables. And then throughout the pregnancy, I drink a green juice every day, and I also have vegetables on top of that. Wow. So I think within gestation, I feel like that has already given him some of the taste for what he's going to have. But he's also been very interested in eating. At a very early age, he wanted to eat. Like we gave him like a veggie pizza. He held this pizza and ate it at like 4 months or something crazy, where he just like ate it by himself. And he loves veggies. He'll drink green juice. And I think it's just because I'm introducing him to things. And that's what we're eating. So like he'll see us eating. I don't like put him in a corner and like, you get that or ask him what he wants. It's like, this is what you're getting because I'm eating it too. And this is really good. But I really think it's because of his interest in food. And I would just say, keep trying to give them things. Maybe they'll like spaghetti squash. Maybe they'll like carrots. So I don't think just like giving them one type of veggie and then ruling it out because they don't eat spinach. You should just keep trying and introducing it in different ways. But I believe that some of it has to do with the fact that I was eating a lot of vegetables and drinking a lot of green juice when they're in the womb. Yeah.
I think like you said too, like encouraging them, like, this is what we're eating, this is just what you do. Like we're all eating this as a family and this is just what you get.
I think there's a lot of leniency that's going on right now that allows kids to parent and like make the decisions. And as much as you want them to be leaders and want them to choose things for themselves, you also have to realize they don't know yet. And so you have to guide them. Right. So I think that that's what our role is to be guides and show them the right way because they don't know. We can't allow our kids to own us. Right. In any scenario, because that we know more than them. Sorry, babies. We do. So I think it's just, again, letting them be curious, but just guiding them in the right way.
Yeah. And I think once it becomes their normal, then that's all they know. So they're like, this is just this is just normal.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm feeding my kid only like the healthiest things. This kid, his grandma gives him Chick-fil-A every week. He also happens to love chicken and French fries, but I'm going to give him candy because he'll eat his broccoli still. So I think it's just giving him that balance and not making him crazy and rebel because that's what's going to happen next is no, absolutely not. This is all I want. So I think just giving them that balance and that choice within reason.
Yeah, totally.
So another question, when did you move to Texas?
It must have been, so Sean was on Dance with the Stars immediately after the show. And then we stayed there for about 6 to 7 months. And it was just so expensive. So we moved to Dallas after that. Sean's from here. So I've been here for about 5 years, probably almost 5 years.
Was it hard to, I guess, like, as you get older, we were just talking about this earlier before you came on, sometimes it's harder to make friends. And especially when you are like in a relationship or married or a mom, like, did you have trouble finding friends there or adjusting? How was that for you?
Oh yeah, it was horrible. I mean, one, the landscape is so opposite. Like everything is different in Texas versus Seattle. I mean, it could not be more opposite. And the people and just everything is different. And so, because I was kind of following Sean around, I kind of was living his life and it made me feel so empty because it's like, I had I left an amazing situation. And so it was really hard. And you need a lot of friends when you have like a full-time job and I didn't have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So the one thing that had been the best is that Sean had really good girlfriends before. Like, he didn't have that many guy friends, which worried me in the beginning. And then I met them and I was like, oh, you're dudes. So so now, you know, they're my best friends. It's been a great way to, I stole them all from Sean and now they're all my friends. And it's cool to know that they know a lot about Sean too, so that I don't have to explain things like, hey, he's a nice guy, but he does some stupid things. And I think through that and through being open to meet people, if that's something that you want to do, I'm a homebody, so I don't need that many friends. But when I started getting into like the fashion stuff or the design things or wanting to start my own business, that's where you naturally see people that are doing things that are interesting to you and you guys share some similar stuff. But church, I've met a lot of friends through the church that we go to. But it was very, very difficult. It probably took me about 3 years to get used to being here and loving it, because it's just, you just don't know. You're like, hey, I'm 30 and I knew what life was and I was content in it, and just shake it up and start over again. So it's a very humbling experience, but I'm so glad now because my friends are so loyal and they're very kind and they know who I am in this new chapter, because we've all changed since the show, and you're like, you can't really just think that everyone's going to understand you and that because you've changed. So I feel very, very comfortable now knowing that my friends love me for who I am now.
That's awesome. Yeah. We have another question. So this is a question we're planning to ask all of our guests when they come on, and it's, who are you outside of mom and what lights you up?
I am very, very passionate about, I guess, design and being part of something that's creative, whether that's cooking or, creating stuff for my loco stationery and learning something new. I mean, I am a business owner, which is the weirdest thing. My titles to me are very overwhelming. So I don't picture myself a mom, because that's like, that's a huge responsibility. Business owner, huge responsibility. But if like people, obviously we have to do that sometimes. But I would say somebody who loves to create, and whatever that looks like, that really makes me excited to live. I think that I've created a pretty balanced life where I'm like, you know what? I don't need to work today. Or, you know what? I would like to take Samuel to X, Y, and Z. So I haven't put that much pressure on myself to hustle in any way. Sometimes that's a bad thing, but I think in my stage right now of life, it's a great thing to be, again, present and say, no, it's important for me to sit here with Samuel while he plays for 20 minutes. I don't need my phone, and I don't need to do these things. They can wait. What's priority right now? So I think, again, just going back to that question, creating anything, creating a moment, creating food, creating cards, creating new relationships. I think just that helps me feel like I'm growing and I'm present.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm actually really inspired, because I feel like I need to take a page out of your playbook, because I'm not only sometimes a helicopter mom, I'm like a helicopter human. I'm just like, I need to do all the things, and I put so much pressure on myself. And then when I disappoint myself, then it's obviously not great. So actually, I'm really impressed that you're able to just take everything in stride, and it really inspires me. So.
Oh, well, thanks for saying that, Jade.
Yeah.
I know that early on it was like, oh, I worked at Amazon. I had a really good design job there, and I left at 5. And I'm sure it was like, okay, Catherine, like, you're really not trying to move up the ladder. And I'm like, no, I'm not really. I want to live life at 5 o'clock. I want to go walk around and I want to go explore things. And a lot of positions in careers do not like that. Yeah. And so I had to struggle with being like, I don't think I'm lazy. I just think I want to be balanced. Yeah. So obviously when you're starting a business and you're trying to hustle, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I doing the wrong things? Like, of course I second guess myself on those. I'm like, I feel like I should be further along, but it's really going at your own pace and discovering something that makes you content and makes you feel like you're, doing the things that you want to do, the things that make you feel happy. So, I mean, I appreciate when people are really driven, because I'm not, but I appreciate you saying that. I don't, I think it's suiting me now. It never really did before.
I have one last question for you before we wrap up. So the majority of our audience are moms, but we do have a lot of women who aren't. And I mean, from all different types, but so I know like you and Sean waited until you were married, and that's now a choice that my boyfriend and I have made to stay abstinent. So until we get married, like what encouragement would you have for people doing that? Because it's not easy as a 30-year-old woman doing that.
It's definitely not easy, and it's definitely not the most popular route. I will say I was not even a Christian when I went on the show. I wasn't practicing anything really. I didn't really know that was something that people did besides, I went to church, and I had a lot of really nice friends who were in church, and they were virgins the whole time. But I was like so foreign to me. But I think that's a hard question, only because I'm like I lived 26 years, 25 years doing whatever I wanted to do, doing what was normal in society. And I was content to a point in that. And when Sean challenged me, okay, hey, I don't want to have sex until marriage. One, he told me that the night before the proposal. And I was like, what? I thought that you were just, regular Christian gag. Cool. Let's wait until, whatever.
Right.
And I was like, really 11th hour, tell me this. And so it definitely was very jarring for me to hear that. But once I understood what that looked like and what benefit I would have at the end of that, it really is something that I would implore anyone that's in a relationship to try, because my reasoning is sex and people's pasts in sexual life is so hard. I've had a really hard time with Sean's. I know that Sean has had a hard time with mine. And if you're with a person that you're going to be with forever, it's such a beautiful thing to wait, because it makes it that much more special. When you actually, say this vow, I'm going to be with you forever, and give that person more than just your word, but your body. And like, I feel like I did myself a disservice before. Obviously, I can't take anything back, and I wouldn't, but I feel like if I had known that was an option, really and truly, then I would have waited, because there's so much hurt that comes along with knowing people's past. And me, for somebody who's very graphic, somebody who makes, I imagine a lot of things. I don't even want to know who you kiss, but all I do is Google it. So and that's a very painful thing, and it doesn't, girls are very attached in that way. And I think that if you find a guy that you want to spend the rest of your life with, why not wait? Because it's just such a beautiful thing. You learn a lot of different things. If you think about it in the way where people are long distance, they know so much more about each other because they focus on that more than the sexual side of things. And I think that when people lead with that, it's hard to disassociate it. And it's hard for the men to look at you in a different way, because they want to know about you. And I think sex muddles that so much sometimes. It muddles it for me. And even knowing that he kissed other people, it hurts my heart. So knowing that, he knows my number, and that's not a fun thing to tell somebody. And just I think that's the encouraging thing, is to know that it's such a beautiful thing. I would not take it back. If I had met Sean Lowe when I, could have waited, and I would have waited for him for years, that's the way that I wanted to go. But obviously that's not the way that it went. And I've loved my life. I've loved how I've learned things, and that I'm continuing to grow. But again, it's really someone's choice. But if if I were to encourage anybody that is thinking about doing that, I would for sure say, please do, because it's such a precious thing to give someone your body, and to share that moment. And I would just hope that people take that as seriously as it is, because it is very serious, that act. And I think that a lot of people play around with it. I played around with it a little bit too much. And like, I'm not saying that in like a really bad, slutty way. I'm just saying it's more precious, and it's more, it's harder to get away from that than it is to like start something new, I guess.
Yeah. Well, then how did, like, after, I guess, being married and, like, you and Sean just, when you're married, you just have each other, how did you make the choice to decide to start a family? Because we've also had a lot of listeners been like, I don't want that to like take a toll on my marriage. And, you guys and Carly and Jade have said a lot too. It is hard trying to find that balance, so then going from just you two to adding somebody else to the equation and deciding to change your entire life forever.
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you and your partner are sound. I think that's again, I told Carly, I had a horrible first year. Sean and I had a very, very bad first year of marriage. There's no way I'm going to be like, oh yeah, let's have a baby and make this, like, it does not make anything better. It challenges you more. And I think it's really, obviously, it's so based on what that couple decides. And as long as you're on the same page, that's up to you guys. Like, whatever you guys think and you guys are not fighting about it, however you guys deal with it is great. I wanted to make sure that I was a great wife, and I nailed it down, and I was like, okay, well, this is my role. I feel like I'm coasting. Now let's like freaking tornado it up and figure out this new thing.
It is a tornado. It's so true.
Well, I feel like with you, Carly, though, I feel like it helped so much because Evans had to deal with that balance before. So I feel like it makes him so much more understanding toward you in this first year of marriage because he's been through that,
That is very true. But it also, his youngest is turning 10 this year. So, it was 10 years ago. So it's very different, and I'm a very different woman than, his ex-wife. So I think a lot of things are the same, but a lot of things are very different. But he helps me out a lot, where a lot of husbands don't, and I'm super lucky for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all, again, we have to realize our partners aren't perfect. Our lives aren't perfect. I can't expect somebody to know exactly what I need at all times just because they know me so well. It's like, no, that's not the way
guys
it goes.
think so differently than we do. Yeah. Half the time I think they don't think at all, really.
Sometimes they really don't. So, I think and again, prefacing that you're going to go through so many different things hormonally that just don't make any sense to you, and definitely not going to make any sense to your partner. Right. But again, just making sure that you are putting them in a place that isn't on a pedestal. I put Sean on a pedestal so much in the beginning of our relationship, and he got anxiety because he's like, I can't live up to this. And so as long as you're understanding that that person is just as flawed as you are, and that they need just as much as you do of grace, that's a great place to start and continue, because they're never going to be perfect. I'm going to be 80 years old next to him, and he's still not going to know not to eat my freaking food. Don't eat my food.
Maybe he won't be able to because he won't have teeth.
So funny. Yeah, I think just understanding your partner and knowing that they just want the best for you. They really do. That's like the bottom line. They want the best for you. They do not want you to fail. They do not want you to feel hurt. And that's a great place to start your thought process. Obviously, it's way easier said than done. I do not. I know. I have an alter ego, and her name is Rathryn. And nobody wants to deal with her. especially not Sean. So Sean's like, Catherine's talking a big game right now. And she's trying to smile at people. That's my intention. I just don't always act that out. But yeah, I think you need to, again, learn a little bit more about your partner. You can't do it and then introduce a child as long as you guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and answering so many questions and leaving us with so much advice and knowledge.
You're so wise and also so
I
delightful.
That's so sweet. Yeah, that's why I did this. This is supposed to be very nice to you. No, it was really fun. And I it's a very, it's nice to not talk about just The Bachelor. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's so funny.
Carly, your laugh, it just cracks
Oh
me
my
up.
God.
I know. It's
I
the
have
best.
like
I love
20
it.
different
I love
laughs for varying levels of funny.
It's so good.
Thank you.
So Catherine, I guess like for the listeners, I know so many of our listeners love you and follow you, but if
that's
there's some of
sweet.
them out there that don't, like where can they find you at or more information about you?
Catherine Giudici. I can't. So just look up Catherine G, and hopefully I'll pop up at some point. But yeah, Catherine Giudici. That's pretty much. I just do Instagram stuff mostly. I don't have a blog or anything. But yeah, if you want to see some funny videos or pictures of my kid, that's what you'll get.
We so appreciate you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
guys.
Thank you so
Happy
much
for coming on.
Sunday.
Yes,
you
you
too.
too.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye. That was so much fun having her on.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. She really, like I said, she is wise and delightful.
She really is.
And why did she look so pretty? Like she
looks so
came on it. She was so
gorgeous.
pretty.
She has a
I
pregnancy
mean-
glow.
She does. Oh, I missed
Yeah.
that.
I did too.
Mine is so gone. Now I have what's the opposite of a glow? That's what I have. I'm dim.
No, Carly, you look
uh,
really pretty today. I was actually going to tell you that earlier.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice.
Aw.
That color looks really nice on you.
I just got this the other day. Thank you.
You're welcome.
the one time I've been to the mall besides when Jade was here. I think I've gotten out of the house 10 times since I've had a baby. Oh my goodness.
You're moving up though. You're
yes.
getting out there, doing the
Tomorrow it
thing.
might be 11. Who knows? Lucky number 11. Like this episode of the podcast, which is lucky number 11.
That is
Yeah,
true.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that was really fun. I think that she talked about so many cool things that even she's so positive and leaving this. I'm like, oh yeah, stay in the present moment. Oh yeah, there's so many things she talked about that really hit home for me.
It's funny because you have these perceptions of who you think people are, and to me, I thought she would be more intense, but she's really just and she said she has that side, obviously, because she talked about her alter ego,
So funny.
Ratharin. I know, that's amazing, but she really did, she really did inspire me. I feel like hearing there are moms out there that can just that try to be more in the present, and even just with their even with their other things in life, not just with their children and their husband. And I'm just I need to apply that.
Oh yeah.
But it was she had a lot of really actually good life advice.
Yeah, totally. I love that she's Sean's looking over right at me right now being oh gosh, she's trying to inspire so many people. It's so funny. I can totally see him doing that and just shaking his head and being she's talking a good game right now, this girl. But yeah, she's wise. I love her. I love her even more now.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, guys. Well, I have to go pack because I'm going to Phoenix, and I'm sure we all hear our babies. Well, Liz,
Oh, yeah.
you might hear
Mine's
phantom
screaming.
cries.
Right. No. Well, Vito he bought a house, so we're going. He got the keys on
Oh my
Friday.
gosh.
Yeah, so we're going today to pop some champagne over there and celebrate.
That's so
fun.
exciting.
Congrats.
yeah. I'll
That's
tell
so cool.
him-
Send me pictures.
Oh
I
yeah.
will. It's
I wanna
actually
see.
a super cool house. You guys will have to come check it out at some point.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yes. I'm
Housewarming
down.
party.
Oh
Chicago
yeah.
trip. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group that is awesome. It has tons of advice in there from just the amazing 11,000 women that are in it. So, but
yeah, and that's babes and babies if you search it.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening to us.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.